Right, let's start again, shall we? And this time I'll remember to put the mic on. Oh my god. So talk about talk about Mercury retrograde. But anyway, this is the last day of Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. So basically that is a lot of energy. But also it can be um like well just the usual things fucking up, going here, there and everywhere. I've actually had a very productive day. I've been up earlier doing just doing business stuff and that, and it's just crazy how the time just goes. And then so I was just saying there, but you couldn't hear me, that as soon as I press record, they pulled my eyes to this lobster card. Now, this lobster card always reminds me of Friends. He's your lobster, she's your lobster, the whole thing. If you've seen Friends, you know it. If you haven't seen Friends, there's a whole thing about that. Love, basically. My throat chakra was going funny there. But it also says financial pinch. And I was just saying that's a really hilarious synchronicity, because not only is it's Scorpio sun and moon right now, and then tomorrow on the Wednesday it'll be Mercury retrograde going into the later degrees of Scorpio. So again, Mercury retrograde in any sign, things can go all over the place. But in Scorpio, what sticks out to me the most is that it could be like malicious gossip really on the go. Even in Sagittarius too, because Sagittarius can be quite outrageous, quite fun, playful energy. It's the opposite of Sagittarius. So it really just depends. Some people's idea of tricks and having a joke can really not go down too well with others. That's really the way, the axis of like Gemini and Sagittarius. That's how I see it, because Sagittarius is playful and bantery and having a laugh, and Gemini is the same. It's like, but it's Gemini humor is more like playing like practical jokes and tricks and stuff, and it can be like very gossipy energy too. So all signs have got the light and shadow. But yeah, the reason why that's funny that it says financial pinch is because I was just I'd got up early and I was doing businessy stuff, like stuff that I'd really actually wanted to get sorted while I was off, and I done some of it, but I didn't get all of it done. And then I was just like, oh, actually, I need to call up and just sort a few bills out and that. And so I was just explaining. So basically, it's anonymous. But I was just explaining to the girl that it's not a coincidence that I've intuitively felt guided to call up to sort out one of my debts. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing. So somebody needs to hear this, that, sometimes you can put this stuff off for ages, for months, for years in some cases. And you call up, and most of the time, and I, like I said, before I call anything like that, I always I'm big on intention. I set intention in absolutely everything I do, whether it's my professional life or my personal life, because there's not a whole lot of difference, right? It's my life is all weaved into one another, and it's just, but it really makes me laugh when it's the randomness of, I get like an advisor that is totally into all of this, and that was what happened today. So so it just makes me laugh. So I was just kind of like, because not going into the ins and outs of all of it, but what was quite funny was when she asked me what it was called. I always go, and I was like, I'm not a very good networker in that way, because when people ask me what my business is called, I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm kind of like, I like to just leave it cryptic, like, oh, if you find me, you find me, because I was saying all of that. But then when she actually asked, I was like, oh shit. And I was just kind of explaining that it's where was I going with that? Well, yeah, I just kind of gave her the lowdown, that I talk about twin flames all the time, and but it was just because the girl was interested in, just basically, a lot of the stuff that I do. Like she's mentioned tarot. Oh, that's what I was going to say. What made me laugh was when I said what I'm called. She was like, oh, I think I follow you already. And I was like, oh, isn't that hilarious? Because and she was like, I think I follow you already on one of the other social media. And I'm like, oh, well, I ditched that like 5 years ago. But that is the kind of amazing thing, isn't it? And that's quite funny, because one of the things I was doing this morning was like reminding me that it's like, your social media can like live on for a long time, as we know. Well, the negative shady side of that, but that's one of the good things, is that it's people interested in astrology and like mediumship and psychics or whatever, they could still be finding my old stuff, because like I've said before, if you're just new, I'm on the other platforms, but I abandoned ship in 2020 when everything was going a bit crazy. In fact, it might have been 2021. It was November anyway. I can't remember whether it was I think it was actually 2021 I abandoned it. But yeah, and who knows, I might pick that back up at some point, but I've not been guided to, oh look, gambling. Excessive gambling can have dangerous consequences. Don't risk too much. So, right, so there's obviously something in this along with my random story, which is always going to have meaning to someone, right? Like, so basically the gist of it with me is I'm telling you what I was up to, just a wee bit of it, because I'm here to help people with stuff like this too, because I was, I've got nothing to hide in that way. That's what I was just saying to that girl. It is crazy that I should even have that at this point, with how many skills and talents and stuff that I can do, and the fact that I can heal people at literally like the click of fingers, praying for people and they feel better. You know what I mean? Like, I was just explaining to and I know everyone else knows this, so I'm just saying for the new people, I was just explaining to one of my best pals that, like, I was actually crying for like 3 hours straight on, I'm just trying to work out what day it was. It was on Sunday, so it was about 9 o'clock Sunday night for about 3 hours. Like, I honestly couldn't stop crying, right? And, I'm prepared for that because I've got like a lot of strong, like literally just now, like this week, the conjunctions I've got going on in my chart are so intense, it's not even funny. And specifically, there's 2 conjunctions I've actually got with my twin flame that are like very intense, that are happening like right now, like this week. So it's like I can feel, I feel everything all the time for myself and for him and for the Twin Flame Collective, and any friends or family might not be been doing too well, strangers on the internet, which is my soul family, which is some of you guys. Like, I feel everybody's everything, right? And not all of you are, I don't consider all of you strangers, but you know what I'm saying, some of you are. I feel the world stuff, so it can be very, very intense. So that's why I'm, I had to think about whether I've got the energy to go back to these live streams. But as you can hear, I've got loads of energy, and I'm actually quite excited to do that tonight. And part of the excitement is knowing that if it kind of lifts people that are feeling a wee bit stuck, because that has just lifted my energy. Like, I wasn't really down about that, but it's, even just sorting something out like that can make you feel a lot better. And also, it's just even more fun when you get somebody that, it's just, that you're talking, because, it's actually, that happens a lot, where it's the person's like, I'm really sorry, I'm going to have to go, because, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm surprised people are even allowed to talk, like that. I wouldn't expect, but it's fun anyway. It's fun either way. And welcome if girl that I was talking to finds us at some point. I'm sure she will at some point. But yeah, but that was just so cool that I'm like, but I mean, that's not really that weird. Like, when I've been out there in the public for 10 years, yeah, people are going to find me, but it's funny that I'm not even posting on that. If it's so, but anyway, I did say there are other things that are called crystal, blah blah blah. So it might not have been me, but anyway, let's get into this. So that will have meaning to other people. Maybe there's something to do with like sorting out your finances or debt that you need to face, and it's always better to just call these people up, whatever bill or whatever it is, like, call them up. And usually the thing is, right, there's priority debts, and there's other things that, you can pay it up in smaller amounts. It's going to take you forever, obviously, but so it's, and I know that most people know this, but I've had to explain that for years to people. A lot of people don't realise that, it's people's jobs. Like, they have to get you to pay as much as what you can. But most people are very reasonable. Like I said, I'm not just saying it because the girl might find this at some point, but she was really lovely. And there was even, I won't go into loads of detail, but what I was talking to her about is things I don't, there's just things that are a bit controversial that I'm not really too keen on, but it's kind of like, yeah, it is. Anyway, I'll just kind of leave it at that. I'll probably talk about it actually, but it's, I've spoke about it before, do you know what I mean? But it's, she's very helpful, you know what I mean? And it's the thing I always remember is, people are just doing their jobs. And so I'm always very polite with people like that. And even when somebody isn't, even when it's not like I'm getting on like a house on fire with someone, I'm always really polite. And it's like, it's not, I know you're just doing your job, but so I had to, I was like, can you just explain to me, because that's the thing, like, and this is going to be relevant too. A lot of you will be struggling with either gambling, because gambling is an addiction, and we're in Scorpio season right now, and that can make things like that 10 times worse. And that's not because, but I'm just saying stuff like that can be 10 times worse. But also because a lot of you have got ADHD and like, and whatever else, just struggles like that. And so I do attract a lot of people that have got similar things to me, and you can get yourself in a right fucking state. Like, you know, I'll make jokes here and there about online shopping, but like seriously, like I'm watching that with myself because I was spending like next to no time watching YouTube videos, I did find myself online shopping more, and I was like, whoa, that's not good. So do you know what I mean? Especially when like I'm a hermit and I'm not going places a lot of the time. But you know, when I'm going out, I do want to look good kind of, and I'm not, and I don't mean like ooh, I just mean like out. You know, it's like, you know, like out the house kind of go. But that's the thing. Most of the time, I'm wearing my wellies because I'm going down the beach. So it's kind of like, you know, it would be wise to invest in things like that, and I have, because I was due my new wellies. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, be logical, be practical. Where do I spend most of my time? It doesn't make sense to go, you know, splashing out on like tons of different things that I'm like for the most part not wearing very much. You know, I'm kind of reasoning with myself right now. But you know what I mean? Like, but you know, I've got my nice boots as well, everyday boots for when I am occasionally going somewhere that's not the beach or, you know, whatever. Because I say that, I'm saying it in jest, but generally speaking, do you know what I mean? It's like, because me and my mum, we do go out, we do go out for lunch and that, or do go out, play, not all the time, you know, maybe like, I don't know, once a month, I don't know, once a month, sometimes it might be a couple of times a month, but you know, usually it is just because she gets concerned or worried, like when I'm in the house too much, you know what I mean? But it's, it is what it is, guys. Do you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes at Christmas I'll catch up with my friends. Other times I'm not. I usually just see maybe one or two of them. I get the, you know, there's just habits you get in it, isn't it? But anyway, oh yeah, I started saying that. One of my friends, again, all anonymous, but one of my friends had texted me today. And yeah, she hadn't been feeling too good. And I realised, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I was really badly crying the other day. And it has been on my heart to text that person. And so, you know, but I've had a few people in my awareness. So I was like, hey, I need to do that. But I just had quite a lot on, like, you know what I mean? There was, well, my dad's birthday, but that's out of the way now and all that. And then, like I said, I actually surprisingly enjoyed, like, you know, going out for the meal and all that. I don't usually like things like that, but I liked it. And so, but anyway, the point is that I'm more than certain I was tuning in to my friend not feeling too good. But the point is quite a lot of you aren't feeling too good. So I'm praying for you, you know, whether that's my friend or anyone else that's watching, you know, you're not alone. And that's what I was just explaining to that girl there, is that's really what I do here. It's, you know, this helps people feel less alone, especially because there is literally a video every single day. If there's not a long form video like this, at least one, there's normally quite a few in a day, like at least a couple, or there's always a shorts for every day. Oh my God, that reminds me. I need to do the shorts for today. But you know what I mean? It's a lot, but that is what I'm called to do. Because I've got my Aries sun in the house of Virgo, I am meant to be very, you know, a lot of content. So we've got feminine twin activating higher self. So I feel basically the feminine twin, whether you're male or female, whether that's you or them, is activating the higher self of the masculine to trust, like to trust your own inner feminine. And obviously with what I've channeled on about here and adding in the bits and bobs of just the things of life that have stuck out to me, people can be stressed about money here, but it's just the main thing I think they want to, you know, and again, I'm just homing in again, being geeky about it. Scorpio, sun and moon, it would have a huge magnifying glass on your finances, and especially where you've got debt. And I mean, now if you're lucky enough to be financially free, or you haven't got debt, or you're not somebody that lives in your overdraft, absolutely applaud you. And I'm not being wide, like I'm being serious, like, you know, well done. And you might just be naturally somebody that is like that, but like I say this all the time, you've got people that like wouldn't dream of being in their overdraft and it's like their worst nightmare, and you've got people that fucking live right up to the overdraft. You know what I'm saying? No prizes for guessing which one I am. I have a few times in my life been able to be the person that isn't in the overdraft, but you know, most of the time that's not the case. But, and like I said, like I was just saying to that girl, that is an absolute crime. When I'm able to help people the way that I help people, that shouldn't be the case. But there's a lot of reasons that go into that. It is the fact that I only attract twin flames, and twin flames are in everyone. So, you know, sometimes it's, and it was actually 144 when I said that, 1440. I just guided my eyes to it when I said it. But that's why I'm going to, every now and again I get guided to investigate whether I am attracting people that aren't twin flames. Like, so for instance, like I did say that girl, it's kind of suspicious the fact that I've went into this much detail. I wonder if you're on that journey, because I don't go into this much detail, and when I do, it usually is a thing. Like the last time I remember talking to somebody like that, it just so happened she told me, now this is going to be significant, she told me a story about her auntie meeting something. Now, and I think that person actually found the channel too, because she said hi once in the chat. So I don't know if she still watches, but it was something like, her auntie hadn't met her true love until like 42. And, it was like they met, fell in love, I think they even had a wee baby or something. And it was just, it was one of these things that it was like, the serendipity of the story was really kind of crazy with whatever was going on at the time. So, you know what I mean? And it turned out it was like, it absolutely sounds like the auntie's a twin flame, but I think it was the person was too, for her to have been resonating so much. But this is what I'm saying, I've got to tune in to whether the tide's turning and it's just people that are spiritually awakening. It could be that girl, hello, I don't like to say that girl's a bit rude when I'm saying it, but you know what I mean? When that girl, has started talking to me today, if she does come across, like, she'll be able to work out for herself, is she, one of us? Is she one of the twin flames? Or is she just spiritually awakening and interested? Because that's the thing, I do talk about astrology and, all this other stuff. It's not always just twin flames, but it's just, people, I've got to realise it's, a lot of it is twin flames. Past life healing, yeah, because I'm a past life healer as well. I heal, past life regression, future progression, you might call it. But you know what I mean? Like, there's all of this stuff's becoming very popular, because more popular than what it was, because the North Node, the world's collective focus is in Pisces, the most psychic sign. Also, dragonflies can be significant. So this was actually meant to be the divine masculine reading for Mars and Sagittarius, because that's basically what I do. I do the Mars readings on the Tuesday, and I do the Venus divine feminine readings on the Friday. If you've been following me for a few years, I actually used to do both every day for a while. Started that a couple of years ago or something. But when I'm doing all the other themes, that's just a bit overkill. You wouldn't be able to catch up with it all. But so the focus on this is and fuck, there's so much energy because it's just coming through so fast, but whatever. Like, if you can keep up, you can keep up. Sorry if you can't. I know there's some people that can't keep up, but I can't do anything about it. I'm Scottish, so I can talk the way I talk, and I'm flattered if you think I'm Irish. I love Ireland. I've never been, but I'm going to go very soon because I'm really feeling the call to go. And my roots are actually in Ireland. I discovered that in the summer there when my dad had some ancestral research and stuff done, so it's quite cool. Yeah, there's obviously stuff about money going on for people. So the most important thing here is whatever I've said, but also if you do have a specific gambling problem, I can help you with that, whether it's through hypnotherapy or shamanic healing. I weave it all together. So, if you've got a problem that's getting out of hand and it's really creating a financial pinch, it could be a past life, that's affecting you too. You could have made like past life vows, poverty vows, or the 8th house stuff really is like, like, who knows what you could have got up to in a past life that you've accrued all this karmic debt, because karma is very real. You'll get people that say it isn't, but karma is very real. That's why I always say to people, I feel sorry when people do me wrong, because I'm out here doing good for people. So it's kind of like, it's not just me, it's like my fellow 144,000 frequency, like basically anybody that's out there with good intentions helping people. I have no idea why people, it was like actually even that girl there had said, evil eye is very real. And I was like, oh my God, you're talking to the right person, Hen. Do you know what? I didn't call her Hen, but it's like, oh, I know. Believe me, I know. And in this energy, that's why I got all the sage burn. I always, smudge and open the space before I come into anything anyway. But, it's, because I've got Pluto 0 degrees Scorpio in the 12th house, I pick up on such hidden stuff and secrets, as you'll see me do tonight on the live stream. I think this should get up before I do that, but I don't know that everyone will watch this before I do that. But you'll see how much I'm able to get into the secrets. It makes me uneasy how much I'm able to fucking dig into stuff. But It's especially stuff from the past, because it's Mercury retrograde and we've got past life healing. But the point is, it's like, yeah, with that placement and a few other ones I've got, I can attract a lot of jealousy. I spoke a couple of months ago about Black Moon Lilith, and more in depth, that, you know, I've got Black Moon Lilith, like, I can get a lot of jealousy just for being so psychic, you know, like, people are like, oh, how does she do it, or how can I do it like her? It's quite annoying. But, and also because of mine where it is, because it's like my Black Moon Lilith is about helping people feel, you know, comforted, and, you know, feel like family and soul family and stuff. Like, people can get jealous of that, so it's fucking draining. But like I always say, you can't like dim your light because other people be jealous, you know what I mean? They've got to find what they're good at. So, and that includes if anybody's watching and you're like, oh my god, like, you're feeling shame because you are the person that gets jealous of others, you know, it's a, you know, it is unfortunately a human emotion that we all experience. So it's better you go to a therapist, you talk about it. Why is that stuff coming up? Like, why is that triggering you? Like, maybe you're being called to, you know, to develop your psychic skills, you know. And if you want to do that, I do that one-to-one with people. I do it in coaching and therapy, or I am planning on doing the group Zooms at some point very soon. The Activate, Awaken and Amplify Your Clairs, which is just basically psychic school, you know, and it gets you to develop your mediumship ability as well, if you're interested in that. So again, like I said, if people want me to run that, I said it in the last video, but definitely express interest either on the live stream, like, be like, oh, Claire, you mentioned that in that video, can you tell me more? Or email and say, but really that's it, you know, we go on the Zooms. Don't run it unless I need 4 people minimum, because we need breakout rooms. I put you in a breakout room, you're in the breakout room for about 20 minutes, and you know, you have a practice on each other, and it's, you know, and it's all different levels as well. And the thing is, it's like, you know, it's so much fun, you know. It doesn't matter what level you're at, whether you're, you know, you've been doing this for a while, or whether you're brand new, people always get something out of it. So, because I always love being pushed to my next level in that as well, and over the years I've invested in loads of stuff like this. So, you know what I mean, it does help. It's you can always improve your skills and stuff. So anyway, right, what else have we got here? Because we're just obviously going off the wall random with it, but that's okay. Let's bring a wee bit more structure to it though. Let's put this over there. But money stuff is clearly what's coming out, because that was what they pulled to me first. What have we got for the divine masculine's feminine side? So whether you're a man or a woman, emphasis on whoever the divine masculine is. Now, just because you are the divine masculine, male or female, it doesn't mean that this is yours. So tune in to whether it even makes sense to you. The other confusing thing is, this is past, present, future. So when especially because we've got past life healing, when I'm channeling this and you're like, well, that's funny, I'm not there anymore, but that is where I was like a year ago or 2 years ago. Well, it's your story 2 years ago kind of thing, you know what I mean? And also, it might not have happened yet, but surely if you're in it, you're going to know, you know what I mean? Also, you know, it could be your person and you don't know what their situation is, but it also might not be your person. So please be discerning. Common sense, but I have to say it. So what have we got for the divine masculine's feminine side and their subconscious mind? We have personal empowerment, but it's high priest as well, but it's in reverse. So I feel like this is some kind of, you know, subconscious programming, subconscious fear running the show. So if you're the divine masculine, your feelings, you've pushed down your feelings, and like the way I'm looking at this card, and it's so funny what they're saying to me, like the amount of times I've put like, oh my god, that's what I need to do, I need to eat. That's hilarious. Don't worry, I did have overnight oats, but they keep me going for ages, but I'm like, I now needed to eat something else, and I will after this. But it's like, you know, I keep having pans bubbling over. So, and I know what they're trying to tell me is it's like, you know, the volcano's about to erupt. So whatever feelings have been bubbling away are all bubbling up to the surface. So I feel like, you know, this will go up right at some point, and this will be, you know, the divine masculine feelings coming out and more empowered and balanced masculine and feminine. But right now it's in reverse. So, you know, somebody could be not wanting to tap into their feelings, you know, I don't feel that way, pushing it away. We all know that everyone does this, not just men, women as well. I've worked with loads of women in the divine masculine that sadly weren't in the right relationship, even marrying people aren't right for them, but it's because you were disassociated, you were your soul was fragmented, and then you see beyond the illusion. Look at how nuts is this? So what do I usually do next? I usually do, so I would usually do the subconscious, the feminine, and then this is the subconscious of the masculine. So, but because this is that emphasis on the masculine, but can I just stress, if you're the divine feminine, this can still make sense for you too. But so in the subconscious mind on the divine masculine side, you're logical, analytical, beyond illusion, change your perception. Somebody's having a perception shift. So what this means is, like, you know, if this is yours, like, I feel like there's some kind of fear running the show, and you could either still be in the illusion or you're waking up to the illusion. So we'll now just shuffle it and see what comes out with we'll see what comes up with the conscious mind. But yeah, this is always my sign, because it's, you know, it looks like a big spider. I don't know if it's meant to look like a spider, but I always see it's like a big spider. It's like, you know, the spider web is my sign for black magic, confusion, illusion. And, you know, the shadow side of this energy, sun and moon and Scorpio, that's as dark as it gets, basically. Like I always say, I know I always say the same thing, but it's true. Scorpio is my favourite sign. But I don't enjoy Scorpio season. It's just I like some of it, because, like, this is my first house, so, like, you know, I've got tons of energy today, and I'm fucking getting shit done in that, and I'm sure I'll be, you know, having loads of energy when I do the live stream tonight. But, like, that could, like, more than likely, like, rapidly change towards the well, I know it will basically towards the end of the week. But, you know, I'm not, like, calling it in, but I feel, you know, it might not, though, because the new moon in Scorpio is on Thursday. But so basically we're in the dark moon right now, right? Like, that's important for you to know as well. The dark moon, the balsamic moon, is when people can literally do dark stuff, right? But the Scorpio moon alone, shadow side, is very dark. So when it's a dark moon in Scorpio, you need the sage, you need to protect your energy big time. Yeah, especially when a lot of divine masculines are waking up to the illusion. Oh, sorry, I've just realised you can't see the card. Are waking up to the illusion, whatever the illusion is in their life or your life. People are waking up, and, you know, the other energies get angry about that. So, right, okay, what have we got in the conscious mind for the divine masculine feminine side? And like I said, if you are the divine feminine, male or female, just keep an ear out for if this makes sense to you. We have another reverse one. Oh, that's powerful. We've got the High Priest and High Priestess, but they're both reversed. Expanded consciousness in the conscious mind, but it's reversed. Yeah, so again, this is why I always say it's not everyone's every day, because you'll notice on the shorts, sometimes I'm tuning in the masculines that are awakening, sometimes I'm tuning in to masculines that are refusing to wake up, basically, you know, like the Chris Brown song, "Don't wake me up." But even those masculines, male and female, they'll have a big massive tower moment, and things will come crashing down around them. And we pray for people, because nobody wants that, you know what I mean? It's not nice. I've had to help many people in that, but I've had many things where, like, I'm not wanting to see the truth, and the tower moment has that. Basically, any breakdown of a friendship I can think of, that's what needed to happen, because I didn't want things to change. But, you know, you don't really want it to go that way, because usually, like, definitely when it's a friendship, it can be like big betrayals and big, you know, shocking, pulling the rug out from under you, because you were quite happy in the illusion. Oh yeah, it feels like they don't have my back, but I'm just going to ignore that. And then it's like, okay, you find out they don't have your back. You know what I mean? It's right. And then there might be some nice surprises where you find out somebody did have your back. It's different for different people. But yeah, this is interesting. In the masculine, feminine side, and the subconscious and the conscious mind, we've got we've got basically got the High Priest and the High Priestess. So this would be like the Hierophant and the High Priestess. It's a divine couple, but it's in reverse. So this is divine masculine collective that are like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to awaken. I don't want my consciousness to expand. I want to stay small. Now, obviously, somebody wouldn't say I want to stay, but I want to stay exactly where I am. I don't want anything to change. Just like what I said about changing friendships. I don't want anything to change. But you could change friendship to a love connection. I'm comfortable here. This is what I know. I'm not as happy as what I could be, but I don't want anything to change. I don't know what that other path involves, so I don't want to go down that route. You know what I mean? What we want is we want these upright, because that would be totally in touch with your feelings, your balancing your masculine and your feminine, like this guy holding the balanced energies is what I'm seeing. But yeah, we didn't get them. I'd use that for the thumbnail if it was, but we got them in reverse. So, but like I said, that won't stay that way forever. So, but in the masculine side of the divine masculine, in the subconscious, is that somebody still can't see, or is that someone's beginning to get the visions and the dreams telling them, wake up, there's something not right? You know what it's reminding me of? First of all, when I channeled that, I was wanting to sing, I don't see you, you're not in every single thing I do. You are not the missing piece, and we are not meant to be. I'm alone in my head, looking for love in a stranger's bed. And I don't... This empty space. Sorry, I had to sing it to remember what one it is, because a lot of his songs sound the same, but I don't care because I love him and all the songs are amazing. James Arthur. But yeah, empty space. But just like I said, a lot of his songs are very similar in that way, and it's like any of the, like the other one would be I'm hearing that Nobody song as well. Nobody. I like that. I love them all. I'm going to say I like that one. I love them all. But maybe there's a couple of new ones, or give or take them. But it's definitely that empty space one. Like, I don't feel that way. I don't see you everywhere I go. I don't think about you all the time. Or there's like loads of the old fashioned ones as well. Like, God, because I'm actually hearing, I got my mind set on you. I got my mind set. Is that Luke Who's Talking or whatever? But all these songs are coming in. And then also that's about money, isn't it? But it's a whole lot of spending time to do it right. So that could be relevant. This doesn't even be relevant for this can be different people's masculines, but it's what's the other song I'm thinking it? I think the song I'm thinking I can hear it, but it's the one where it's like, oh wait a minute, that's going to annoy me. It's something about a breath or something, but I can't. It's not take my breath. It's oh, that'll come back to me later. That's so annoying. It's something about being in a car and it's that same vibe though. It's like I'm not thinking about you, but I am. Oh God, that is annoying. It's an 80s song. It'll come back to me. It's literally on the tip of my tongue, but I can't. So again, maybe with me saying it's on the tip of my tongue, that is significant of somebody is like almost they're on the precipice of some kind of answer coming to them. And maybe it's when this Mercury retrograde goes into Scorpio, boom, piercing, cutting, there's your answer. And it could be, this is a soulmate. I'm with a karmic soulmate. Clearing core wounds. Like, I was meant to be with this person to clear these core wounds, but I now see beyond the illusion. This is not the person I'm meant to be with forever. Or in some cases, some people might be like, this is not my twin flame. If people know what twin flames are, this person might be like, and this might be people that's like, I never thought it was my twin flame, you know what I mean? Because some people know who their twin flame is, and it's like, I don't. That's the crazy thing, like, because if that girl basically wasn't working, it's 33 minutes to that. This person's having a come to Jesus moment, for me to explain twin flames on the phone when really, she's helping me with something else. It's kind of like it's not a simple thing to do. You see that it's, although I've been doing this for 10 years, whenever anyone actually asks me that question, like, what is twin flames? I kind of huff and puff because I'm like, where did I even start? Do you know what I mean? Like, I really should have a better kind of, it really just depends. It's quite funny. It depends, but most of the time I will answer that way. I'll be like, do you know what? Just watch. Just, if you resonate with my stuff, watch and you'll work it out for yourself rather than me, you know what I mean? Because I could go into all the definitions of it, but really you'd already know if you were, like, is my kind of feeling on it. Not everyone, because I have, I've got people in the membership and I've got people that watch that you weren't aware you were a twin flame, but then when you've come on my radar and we've actually had the session, it's very apparent that you are on that journey. So, it's a loaded question. But yeah, I feel whoever this group of people are, or whenever it gets to this, like, someone's like, oh my God, I can see that this is not my forever person. Like, this is like a past life soulmate. that we were meant to work this out, but now that my feelings are being activated, but bear in mind these are reversed, so it's like they're saying when that happens, this is when this person has this awareness. Oh my god, that's kind of juicy, isn't it? Right, so what then, let's just work with the same deck, because I always want to make these about 30 minutes, but so what I don't know what I was going to say, but Holy Grail Union's come out. Receive the... I feel like in my head I was saying something like, what action is this person going to take? So the fact that I never even got the words out, and Holy Grail, that's like, you know, Union coming out. It's like, I feel that's what they're saying. The tower is going to... I'm getting sick of saying that. I know it's like, honestly, I say it all the time. I say it all the time, but it's because that is what they say to me. And like, you know, I'm not the only one. Like, other people will... But it's true. Do you know, everybody knows that. If you know the tarot, it's the tower's going to hit. That's what I'm feeling here. It's like... and it's not a coincidence they just got me to blather on about all of that. It's like, it doesn't really matter. Even the people that are like pushing their feelings down, you know, being like that James Arthur song, everything's going to lead them back to divine feminine. So that's really interesting. And this is the divine masculine's feelings. This is the divine masculine's feminine side. So even the people that are like, I don't want to see this, I don't want to accept it, I don't want to listen to anyone that's saying that to me, boom, apparently Union. So, you know, let me know. Oh my god, Union, because they've been watching the channel, hilarious. Crystal clear vision. But I mean, this is a really, if you haven't seen me say this, how weird is that? That I had my business name before this woman made these cards, and she put astrology on the cards. I mean, I just think that's so weird. Like, of all the pictures she could have put. But I know, maybe not, because it's crystal clear vision, but I wouldn't, you know, not everyone would associate that with astrology. So I was just like, when this card comes out, I do associate it with me, because it's, you know, near enough my fucking name. But it's, yeah, I really do feel in this case, because you are watching crystal clear visions, if you weren't aware of that. But it's kind of like, you know, you never know. People might just rolled onto it. Sometimes videos roll and you're like, who the fuck's this person? But it's like, I do feel, because somebody's been watching my stuff, basically, that they've worked it out. They've worked it out. Who's the karmic soulmate and who's the twin flame? And there's going to be a time to forgive. Now, this is somebody going through a spiritual awakening. Like, that's probably the tower moment where someone's like, sorry, I'm huffing and puffing because I'm just associating that. You know, when I said when I was crying for hours the other day, that's kind of what that kind of picture kind of feels like that. It's like, look, because this card to me is, do I pick the new earth, or do I stay in the matrix where it's dark and lonely and I've got a whole load of people around me, but all the people play games with all the checkered... I've got to, you know, box clever every fucking second, and I don't know who's telling the truth. Illusions. I don't know who's like really telling the karmic soulmates, love, friendship, family, whatever. You know, but this person's chose to stay there. And now it feels like everything's pushing them to go to the new earth. It's hard to put what I'm feeling in words here, but that's basically it. But yeah, when I was feeling, you know, when I was so upset the other day, it's like, I feel a mixture of my own stuff, and I feel a mixture of other people's and the collective energy, and then it's been confirmed to me by other people I'm in contact with on the twin flame journey, and just different synchronicities. So, right, okay, so I think, I don't know if we need... Yeah, look, the separation's been healed. Healing separations in reverse. Let go of expectations. Divine feminine. Clear blocks. So, oh, look, and then practice patient, right? So I know what they're saying. So a healing... basically, a separation's coming to an end. And I'm really homing in on the wee... I've never really seen that, but I'm really homing in on the wee hearts with the crowns. Like, you're coming in your sovereign energy. Or you've already been in that energy a while, and your person is. And basically, the 1111 portal was a huge shift for that. And this person's really feeling enough. They could be freeing themselves from some kind of karmic situation, which is what we've just read, because that's what that butterfly on the train always means to me. But it's just like, both people let go of whatever you think it's going to be like, let go of expectations and just be in the moment. the blocks are being lifted, or you need to see a healer. Now, look, I don't, everyone can back me up on this. I don't say it all the time, right? But there is a wave of energy that the shorts before I had the break were all saying, you know, somebody needs to seek a healer. And then when I've done some more recent ones, it was coming through. It's coming through again. Somebody does need to see a healer to clear energy blocks. And look, I say all the time, you know what I mean? Like, I have to do this too. Like, I have to go to other people, you know, because there's some of it that I can, and I go to, you know, wherever I get guided to online or offline, you know, it's, you know, it would be people that are like myself, that are genuine, of integrity, and, you know, they would be like, oh, you know, you can, you know, the stuff that you can do yourself and the stuff that you can't do. It's like, I always just give the example of a massage, because, you know, people, I've had several friends that do massage, right? And it's kind of like, but it's not like, oh, they're not going to go for a massage because they can do it, because it's like, it's not the same, is it? So, and it's like, you know, it's just like how I can do tarot and oracle cards and channeling and stuff. But it's also fascinating to watch other people and the way that their messages come through. And also on this specific journey, it's crazy when I do find real divine feminines, how they get the messages the same, you know what I mean? And that's what I always find really funny, because this is a really small channel, but the amount of time, like that, I say this fairly often, but it is true, and you'll be able to see it for yourself if you follow similar things, that I'm not called Crystal Clear Visions for no reason. I often get the main bulk of the message that these bigger channels get like a week after me or 2 weeks after me. You know, is usually what happens, but sometimes it can be months after. But it's like, you know, it'll be a clear storyline really for, you know, basically what it is. But it's like I always say, it's true stories, and then people will get it after. So, you know, but it's because it's the Akashic Records and we're all tapping into it, and you know, I just tend to tap like way ahead of time. Like I am, like I said, I am a seer, and that's what they do. But yeah, divine feminine. So I really do feel that, you know, like the divine feminine has worked on, you've worked, or they've worked on their self-esteem, their self-love, because you're basically, you're the empress, you're in sovereign energy, you know, you're whatever mixes you are. Like I always say, I'm a mixture of like the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands, mostly, really, because I just am. And but yeah, but Empress energy too. But I'm an Empress of a difference, because I'm not like, as you heard from the start of the video, I'm not like, oh yes, I'm fucking rolling in dough and, you know, like financially free and no problems there. But energetically, oh hell yeah, that's me. You know what I mean? And any other healer that knows their stuff has said the same, you know, that it's like, I remember years ago actually someone saying that. It's like, because I'm always just really honest. And the person was like, you know, it's funny that you're saying your money's not good, because like all I see is like you sitting like, you know, like some regal sort of queen, like you're really high ranking in the spiritual world. And again, like, you know, it's not, I'm not going to say that all the time, but that's been said by more than a few people over the years, you know what I mean? That it's like, I've, you know, because it's my last life, it's that kind of, I'm a very old soul. But anyway, I feel practice, patience, divine order. I feel something's happening quite soon. For whoever's watching this, again, please don't be deluded. You know, you'd be getting your own downloads, because that's my card for that, about that. Although your partner could be, you know, your spiritual running buddy, or your divine twin flame, whatever, your divine counterpart, your twin flame, whatever you want to fucking call them out there, is they could be trying to ignore the signs. That's coming through. I don't know why, but that's coming out through very strongly on this. But it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's like they're gonna look. They're gonna follow the signs to you, because look, karmic purge, mirror reflections, because they look in the mirror and all they see is you. Soul merger, ebb and flow. Chosen one, fast track to ascension. This pit mission in motion. Look, it's all, I'm not shuffling any more of these. That message is crystal clear. Excuse the pun with that card coming out. This is like Neo waking up, but brutally. Whoever's group of masculines this is, totally wouldn't be surprised if it's mine as well, to be honest. But it's like, you know, whether it's past, present, or yet to come. But it's kind of like, you know, it's prayers for everyone, whether it's you or your person. It's this is a lot, basically. This is a lot. And yeah, all, you know, I don't like going in it, but everyone knows when it's when it is Scorpio energy, and because it's Sun and Moon Scorpio, I always go into these stories about me and him, and I just really am in the mood to do that at all. But the only thing I will say is, when I'm finding it this intense, like, I fucking seriously am praying for him. And especially because, like I said, it is his birthday and stuff, so obviously want him to have a happy birthday and all that, but it's very intense energy. Anyway, so right, let's see what's up with these cards. So could you just tell us a wee bit more for whoever this is going to make sense to, because I really need to wrap this up, because I was wanting to get I wanted to go out a walk earlier and it didn't happen, so I'm going to get out a wee walk before, well, you never, yeah, by the time I eat something, go a walk, it'll be time to do a live stream. What else do we need to know about this? Like, what's going to happen next for the, for the select group of people that this resonates with? Chemistry, yeah. There's too much chemistry to deny it. And again, what do I always say about Scorpio energy? Spicy. So when it's Sun and Moon and Scorpio, extremely sexual energy. I've never felt a passion this intense, and that's why this group of masculines are like, so I am going to run like fuck. Do you know what I mean? That's definitely what mine done. Didn't do it right away, but neglected. I failed to give you what you need. Open heart, receptive, empathy, vulnerable. Yeah, it's just too much, But then it ends up causing pain. Apprehensive, afraid, and cautious. And this is exactly what I've channeled. So they're just telling you with different cards, because it's just God and the guides and the loved one speaking through me. If you've never heard me say that, you're obviously new. You'll get sick of hearing me say it, but it's just the best way to describe it. You weren't ready for this. They weren't ready for this. They ran, basically. But now it's causing them pain. So it is that, James Art. That's why I keep hearing that song, Empty Space. Because it is, it's like, I just think those lyrics are perfect. You are not the missing piece, and I don't think it's meant to be. And then it's like, I'm alone. And then it's like I'm lying to myself, you know what I mean? So even if this person isn't admitting that to other people, that's what they're admitting to themselves, basically, at some point when it gets to this. Intuition in reverse, yeah, it's the same message. So I suppose what the message would be here is have faith, because if your person is still in this energy, the message is very clear that your lobster's still going to find their way to you somehow. Now, who knows if it's yours, but heart song to left feet inner knowing, but this person certainly is trying to run from it. And that's where it can get pretty dark, because people can run into all types of different distractions. But then they come back in. Oh my God. I mean, this is just, and then look at, sorry, this message has just got a bit exciting. We will always come back to each other because she's your lobster. He's her lobster. Right. We've got the thumbnail. I'll get the thumbnail after, but look, distance in reverse as well. Separation, space, blockage. And then look. Oh my God. This is kind of nuts. Dishonesty, deception, trickery. This is kind of nuts, because I started watching, remember I said in the video for yesterday, I said I was going to watch the Scorpio live stream from a couple of months ago. It was the end of August, because it's all timeless, because I thought, I wonder if it's going to tie up, and I haven't managed to do it. And to be honest, I really don't think I'm going to, I'll manage to watch some of it when I'm in the bath, but I'm not going to manage to watch all of it. But it's kind of annoying. I'd quite liked it, but we'll just see. When I'm cooking, if I can kind of watch, it's only 2 hours, so if I could kind of watch it before I go live, then great. But the gist of it was, on the thumbnail, it's got false person, and it's got illusions, and it's got true love. So I didn't watch it back, so I can't remember. Did I watch that one? No. That's right. I didn't watch it, because I didn't watch any of them back. So, but basically, the gist of it from the thumbnail is people waking up to who is the karmic partner and who's the twin flame. Or, like I said, we can explain it in a different way, that even the people that knew there's a deeper connection with that person, but I can't handle it, and this is easier because it's more surface level. It's just, not denying it anymore, and however you would explain it in different people's situations. that was the kind of it, like the bit that I did see that I'd clipped as a shorts, because I was going to, I think I will share that today, and it was something I was saying something like that. Like, and it's just basically the same story all the time. There's been some kind of illusion cast over this union. And it can be dishonesty, deception, trickery, like just people confusing matters for both people. And it can send you off into different directions. Or the person lying themselves and telling themselves, or you both telling yourselves things that don't help and whatever. But this is very Scorpio energy. The other thing that's coming to me is just when I was walking about, like, you know, particularly when I was feeling quite upset, but like even yesterday, like, so what day is today? Tuesday. Yeah, even yesterday on the Monday when I was just cutting about, kind of walking about, cooking and that, they kept talking to me about normal people. Now, I've said this before, but like normal people, I mean, unfortunately, really, really reminds me of my twin flame journey, basically. For loads of different reasons, and you know, not all of them, because that's pretty, you know, there's a lot of fucking dark shit in that. Brilliant. I mean, there's only what, I think there's only, is there 13 episodes of it? But if you've never watched Normal People, absolutely brilliant. It's set in Ireland. Oh look, Ireland again. But yeah, it's set in Ireland, and just, yeah, amazing actors in it, and just the chemistry is off the charts, like complete twin flame stuff. But yeah, just with the awkward way that they act with each other and the way they misunderstand each other, and just, there's just heartbreaking bits in it when it's like, oh my god, if you had just spoke to each other properly, none of this would have happened. It just breaks my fucking heart. And like I said, it's not the exact scenarios, but there's it does remind, like, I mean, even my eyes are watering when I'm talking right now. It does really, I find it so triggering. Whenever I watch it, I cry my fucking eyes out, like sobbing, bogies, everything, you know what I mean? Like tears streaming. And so I feel that's the kind of energy that we're dealing with here. Some people are going to really resonate with what I'm saying as well. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch it. But, you know, it's kind of reminding me of, like, you know, there's the scenes when it's like he's with someone else and it's like New Year. And there's even like, there's a sex scene in that, but it's just kind of sad because it's like, you can tell he's not there. And he's always with her, you know, like energetically. And so it's something like that. It's like this person's always felt they're your lobster. You're their lobster. But you've been in separation. And it's been painful. So it's like I feel everything I'm channeling right now, because I'm wanting to stop this now, it's getting a bit intense. I feel, see what I mean? But I think that's even what this person done. I'm wanting to stop this because it's getting too intense. The chemistry, the feelings I'm feeling, I just want to run. Because I actually know you're my lobster, but I can't handle this. And now it's actually too painful to be away and ignore my intuition like this. And that's the illusion I've cast upon myself. But just bear in mind, there can be other people that have definitely caused shit as well. Reveal, I want to tell you the truth. The part of the deception could be, I feel the same as you, and maybe I made out I didn't to you, and maybe I even told lots of other people that. Sorry. Cue the wide comments of me being like, I fucking know for definite that's definitely what mine has done over the, you know, over the, you know, anyway, moving on. So, and it's not funny. That is just the way that I deal with it. It's certainly not fucking funny. Do you know what I mean? At all. But I forgive him. And it would be nice to just talk one day. But let go, and let God. Sabotage. I mess up the good things in my life sometimes. Sorry, they just pulled my hand down to pick that. I mean, look. Right, it's not even fun. Look at this. Ego. I let my pride get in the way of our connection. Damage. We're both hurting from this. And only you, but I told everyone, nope, that's not the case. Devoted, attached, crave. No, I don't feel like that about them. Gossip. Yeah, I'm afraid of what other people will think. And like, emotional storm was sticking out though. That's what was turmoil, unstable, affected. And then like what I just said, forgiveness. I'm struggling to get over the past. It's also, right, you know what, so I think the reason I now get it, because I was like, why are you talking about normal people so much? Because I know what I feel about it. I love it, but I can't watch it all the time. It's how the tides turn as well. I think it's something about the tables have turned, because, like, you know, not to go into all it, because I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but just the general gist is like he's like part of the in crowd when they're at school, and she's a bit different and just basically not going with the status quo, and like couldn't really give a fuck about all the people that are just like fucking copying each other, and yeah, not really being unique and individuals. And then when it switches to them going to college, he's the one that's kind of more on his own, and she's the one that's like the popular. You know what I mean? So it's very twin flamey how it's like, you know, one experience is that kind of feeling a bit lonely and on their own, and then it's like I said, that's what it means. The tables turn, and so I definitely feel as well. It's like if you're somebody that's went through a spiritual awakening, and you know, even if you'd had people around you, you felt quite alone because nobody else was going through it at the same time, or maybe in this specifically in the case of twin flames, because it is all about the intense connection and chemistry you feel with someone, that, you know, to the point where people can think you're fucking nuts, especially if they're like especially if they're not like, you know, out there saying that they feel the same. Like, let's face it, you're gonna look fucking nuts. Like, I definitely know that that's how I looked at the time, but let's face it, I could still look like it now, but I'm more than willing to stand in my truth, because it's my truth, and that's why I am Joan of Arc energy. But I literally carry the Joan of Arc codes to awaken people's truth in them. I'm just actually looking to see if that card comes out. That's going to be a bit crazy because it is actually here. But yeah, it's just basically that kind of vibe that somebody's like getting a taste of what you went through, unfortunately. And it's you know, so pray for your person if you suspect they're going through this, or hopefully, you know, pray, you know, hopefully they've went through it, or, you know, past, present, future, guys, whatever. This is a bit intense. I want to tap the fuck out of this now. But you see how every time I keep saying that, it's part of it. This is a bit intense. I want to tap the fuck out of it. That is basically, I mean, it's like I want to, now my stomach's rumbling because my stomach's like, hello, it's past lunchtime. But it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It's, whoever's resonating with this, the group of people, I feel it's very up and down. Like, when they come to talk to you, they could be very confusing for you, actually. Unless this person's already worked through it, but this is what they worked through. If they're making sense when they got to you, this is what they worked through. Right. Could you just give us what what guides are with the feminine, the masculine in their feelings? But I'm wanting to say what is working with the feminine? Horus, Cosmic Gateway. See, a lot's been opened with the 1111 portal. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. Yeah, Divine Feminine, miraculous changes are occurring, and it feels like the miraculous changes are this person's waking up and, you know, waking up to their own self-sabotage, waking up to their own denial, waking up to people that might have stuck their oar in and made it even worse with gossip. It's really reminding me of some of the ones I've done over the years that I can remember, unfortunately, where the mic was really shit. But yeah, so have compassion, because people feel extremely depressed in this energy. Like, not even joking, when it's Sun and Moon and Scorpio, I really do pray for everyone, because it's very dark energy. It's pain, very painful. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. So, you know, the masculines going through healing of their own feminine energy. They could be having issues with females in their life as well. But yeah, there's a lot of comfort and love going around the masculine right now. And Mother Mary is actually one of my main guides, if people are new and you haven't heard me say that. So, oh God, and also I said that in this video, didn't I? Because that's when I was describing my Black Moon Lilith, that's the kind of vibe my Black Moon Lilith is. You know, it's like a place of comfort for twin flames to not feel alone, basically. Prayer and contemplation. Ask and with heaven, ask and you shall receive. I feel you've been praying for each other. That's why they keep talking to me about normal people. They're crazy about each other. Like, they both want each other. But the miscommunication and yeah, that's really what it is. It's the miscommunication, and then it's their own, like, stuff that they're both dealing with. Trauma, you know what I mean? Ascension. Move into your true self, rise above the darkness, the light is here, soul flame. Wow. Oh my God, Saint Germain. That's one of my main guides too, but I mean, it's just this. Right, so wow, this is a big message, because so rise above the darkness, the light is here. Totally Scorpio sun and moon right now, with a new moon in a few days. Saint Germain, transmuting pain, alchemy. That's always what I say about Scorpio energy. Move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. But soul flame, that's about twin flames. Rediscover a lost part of yourself, experience relationship harmony and healing. Basically, I'm going to end it on this, right? There's a lot of healing going in. Definitely a lot of healing coming in for the masculine, which is, I feel, is why this is now exactly just hit the hour mark. So just remember that if you're new around here, I'm not just reading the cards here. I'm always holding intention and prayer, which is probably why that actually says prayer and contemplation. And yeah, infusing a lot of healing energy into this. But and it's not everyone, so just, you know, use your fucking common sense, and I will see you on the live stream tonight, and we'll see if it's a similar kind of message, and we'll do some charms. Yes, the wheel, oh my God, I got sick of saying that and it's back again. It's like a standing joke. The wheel of destiny and fate is turning. There's more, I'll put them away. There's more peaceful times coming. What's that? Oh, wow, yeah, new earth codes, new earth frequencies. That's what dolphins mean to me. It's my favourite when I was wee. There's a wee cat on the moon here. So again, this could be like a shady female, because you can't see the cat's face. So it's kind of like, you know, that could feel like spell work. But yeah, your luck's changing. You are the phoenix rising. Love it. Rising above the drama, like that card says. You could connect with fairies, the elementals. And yes, look, discernment. You're able to see through, or this person will eventually see through the illusions. Or you will, whoever's listening. And a word for the feminine. Oh, 3 words. Education, acceptance, and faith. So I feel you could be one of the feminines that educates people about this journey, or you're learning about it for yourself. You've accepted yourself, and you've never given up faith, and it's helped your masculine to eventually communicate how they feel, and they're grateful for your kindness. Let go and let God. That's the message. Don't know whose it is, but I hope whoever needs it finds it. And if you're watching this before I go live, I'm planning on going live. I think it's going to be just before 6 o'clock at night. So to put you in the picture, I am finishing it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon right now. So by the time this uploads, it'll be 4. Yeah, so I'd say a couple hours from now. I don't know, it might not upload till later, but anyway, see you later. And if you'd like to, more importantly, if you'd like to book a personal session, I do have spaces on the schedule, but just email me. Yeah, I mean, you can book it, email me. Right now, they're available, but because I don't, you know, the new moon in Scorpio can be quite rough for me, so I'll just see how I feel after I do the live stream tonight. But yeah, there's sessions next week and everything anyway, because we're in Sagittarius season. But yeah, check in me later.